You're welcome back to the last lap of Network Africa. Residents in Angola's capital, Luanda, are experiencing a water shortage after a plunge in oil prices last year prompted the government to slash public spending. In the meantime, vendors are taking advantage of the situation and supplying water to homes in a city lacking proper water and sanitation services.
Majority of Rwanda's 6.3 million people still don't have access to clean tap water, forcing them to depend on kupapatas or water vendors like Adriano, especially now that there's a city-wide water shortage.
It is hard. It's not easy journey. We have to wake up early in the morning. We then go to search for a place that has clean running water. We buy it from places that have running water in town.
On the other side of town, business is not good for Beto Jose, who runs a drink store. He says he's losing out on sales because of the water shortage. Finding bottled water from distributors is becoming increasingly difficult, and Beto often has to turn clients away. Angola is reputed for being Africa's second biggest crude producer and third largest economy, but most of its population live in poverty with no access to basic amenities such as power and clean water. Angola's budget is 40% lower than 2 years ago as it grapples with low global prices for crude. It needs about $29 billion for energy and water projects to meet development targets by 2025.
We cannot systematically ensure that water provided through the water supply networks to the population or through the water points is being tested recurrently, systematically. So in most of cases, water supply is not compliant with WHO standards. Standards from the World Health Organization.
Public services, including rubbish collection and water sanitation, have been overlooked in recent months by contractors who aren't being paid or can't import equipment due to foreign exchange shortages. As a result, the country has faced a surge in diseases like malaria, cholera, yellow fever, and chronic diarrhea. To help improve things, the government has announced that it wants to invite the private sector to invest in power and water services.
Now let's wrap things up here on the program. In Nigeria, as the military battles to curb the northeast insurgency, the Borno State government is once again pleading to the armed forces to recruit members of the youth vigilante. Deputy Governor Usman Durkwa made this request to the Nigerian Navy, who are offering free medical services to displaced persons in Maiduguri, the state capital.
This medical rhapsody in Dalori, one of the selected displaced persons camp in Maiduguri, is part of events marking the Nigerian Navy Diamond Jubilee celebration. Falmata Mustafa is a mother of 4, but her daughters were abducted during the crisis. She's battling with diabetes without medication since she fled from insurgents in her hometown, Bama. The medical outreach is a lifesaver for her, as money and drugs, or the right diets to control her condition, has been out of her reach. I didn't have drugs for diabetes, and there was no money for me to buy. I trekked from Bama to Maiduguri until my legs got swollen. I can't even eat the right diet. I have been in pains ever since. The gesture is mentorship-oriented, intended to stir up ambition in younger ones from the benefiting community.
Events like this will further stimulate the interest of the young ones in the community to aspire for a career in the Navy or in any other of the armed services.
Some of the youth vigilante volunteers, also known as a civilian joint task force, are anxious about getting jobs to fight poverty.
We need jobs. That's the only thing we need. There is no food, and even water does not go around. None of us has a job, and we don't get any money for the work we've been doing.
The state government is in the vanguard of campaign for the recruitment of interested young stars from the state.
We have some boys which have been assisting in this military men
in combating these idiots like civilian JTFs. We are doing that at the end of the day, after the successful completion of this exercise, we still have a problem to keep them. So appealing to your command, sir, so that some of them will be recruited and then they can be useful to the society and then to the nation in general.
Dalori is one of the 22 government-recognized displaced persons camp within Maiduguri, the Borno state capital.
And that's it on Network Africa today. Thanks for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani.